The Patrick Riggins Show. Call in now, 865-243-TALK. That's 243-8255. And now your host, Patrick Riggins.
And welcome to the Patrick Riggins Show. Each week we bring you the information you need to continue your fight alongside us for freedom, liberty, and the restoration of the Constitution. Assisting us in this noble endeavor is the radio station burning up the airwaves of the Southeast. FWNOX FM 100.3, we're churning out 100,000 watts of frequency modulated carrier waves, which enables us to be heard in 5 states and 2 time zones. And if that wasn't enough, we are worldwide over the internet at www.wnoxfm.com. There you can watch and listen to this exercise in excellence, courtesy of the in-studio webcam located to my left. You're right if you're looking at your monitor. If you're scrambling to get up your web browser and missed that uniform resource locator, it is wnoxfm.com, or more correctly, I guess, http://www.wnoxfm.com. This week, just like every week, we have in the studio our show producer, Tori, who is pretty much the star of the Sunday afternoon radio here on WNOX.
Well, I do what I can. It's...
You're heard on every show on here, so...
Actually, yeah, one way or the other. I'm in whether you hear me like this...
Yeah.
You hear me
laughing in the background. So
I do enjoy my job.
Yes, and he does it well.
Yeah.
Scrambling around here while the intro's playing. So
trying to find headphones.
Trying to have working set of headphones.
And get Patrick's tea for him, his tea and his honey prepared for him.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe the writers he has, that I've got to... I got to take all the brown M&Ms out, and it's not very pretty.
I'm quite the prima donna when it comes to that, aren't I?
Yes.
Have to have a reception, people out here to come in and greet me with my drink, and
no brown M&Ms.
No brown M&Ms. Sort all those out, and then color them a different color and put them back in.
I just keep getting E's.
Yeah.
Or W's. I never get M's.
Never get, yeah.
These are the jokes,
Oh,
folks.
yes. Everyone will get that later on. Yeah. Later on, they'll go, oh, yeah, I see what he's saying. He's turning it. All right.
I got him choked up.
Yeah. I'm still got this thing that's kind of blowing around Knoxville here, this whole bronchitis thing. It's, I don't think it's, I think you catch it and then you keep it for like 3 weeks. So, I can hear it in my headphones. I don't know if you can hear it over the mic, though. But anyway, we shall endeavor on. Thank you for tuning in this week. I am here every week working to open your eyes to what our country is becoming. And what would that be? Well, it's a bastion of European socialism, or as close to that as some of our so-called leaders can get it. Luckily, we are starting to see citizens of these United States educating themselves about what is happening and deciding to work to fix it. I think one of the reasons why Ron Paul has attracted so much attention during this last race is because he is speaking to an increasingly larger part of this population that is getting fed up with how people in Washington are acting. They are getting weary of all the ways government is injecting itself into our lives, supposedly for our benefit. But in reality, it's for its benefit. And people are starting to wake up to what is going on. Over and over throughout history, we've seen how a population has put on blinders in an effort to shield itself from their own government's misdoings. But now the government is getting so bold, so over the top with its invasions and outright stripping away of our rights and freedoms that people can no longer afford to ignore what is happening. That is why more and more people are starting to tune into shows like this one, because I speak the truth. I am consistent in my political analysis. I don't sit here and tell you what I think you want to hear. I tell you the truth and encourage you to open your eyes. Do a little bit of research and learn what is happening, and even more importantly, how you can stop this trend and start helping to get our country back on the road to regaining our freedoms. So, how do we solve these problems in our country? Well, it's easy. And we have 4 years to get the ball rolling. Well, 2 really if you count the next election. We need to recruit and support candidates that believe in working according to the Constitution. And then more importantly, vote them into office. Look, with the low voter turnout that we have during each election, it isn't going to take a whole lot of us to get our people into office. But it isn't going to happen overnight, and it certainly isn't going to happen by itself. It is going to take people working. But if enough of us are out there, it won't be hard because many hands make light work. The Tea Party has demonstrated that people getting together can make a difference. We need that same vigor applied from now on. Being involved is like being on a diet. You cannot just do it for a little while and expect the change to stick. You have to change your lifestyle. You have to stop accepting things as they come and determine that you are going to influence this country's future for the better. Now, you might have to give up some things, like cutting a little back on your TV time a little, but believe me, it will be worth it when we start to turn this country around. Personally, I'm going to continue to run this radio show as long as I have a voice and listeners, and maybe not even listeners, as long as I have a voice. And
that's iffy today. So
yeah, my voice is iffy today, but we're making it. So I encourage you to get your friends. If you don't want to badger them about these types of things, just get them to listen to this show, and I'll do it. That's what I get paid to do. Just tell them you heard this guy, Patrick Riggins, on the air, and he had some good points, and you want him to know what their take on me is. But in doing that, you'll get them to start hearing another point of view, a point of view that's more American, more original American, as we used to be here in this country. We're up on the first break here. This is Patrick Riggins. I'm going to give my voice a little break for a minute and a half, and we'll be back after these messages.